Oh my god, you guys, I just got back from the longest shower ever. Oh my god. Hey, everyone.
I can't do this tonight. I can't do this tonight.
Yo, why are we soft bullying Jack out of the stream?
I did not do any such thing.
I hate you all.
How long are we all showering for tonight? I'm going to go for probably like 45 minutes just to scrub Vince's final choose speech out of my brain for all time.
Definitely at least 30 minutes, but everyone around me is going to think it was 2 hours.
100%. And there's no better way to celebrate this season of Big Brother.
Can I before we get into the intros, I just want to say one last thing.
Yes! Period! Anyway, hi. Hello, house guests. Welcome to The Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real in the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I had to come in a towel. I had to. I had to do the bit. She won. We're celebrating. And as such, I'm drinking a Cosmo because it's pink. And long live the Black Elwoods. Period.
Hi, my name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel. And you might be curious, I do sound a little bit sick. And that's because I'm sick of winning all the goddamn motherfucking time. Yes, please. Thank you, the Lord. And I don't have anything with me other than the mucus that has been flowing down my throat for the past too long.
Nobody on Beyonce's internet needed to know that, but we love you.
Hey, kudos, mama. Kudos for spilling.
Well, hi everybody, it's Brook, and I'm passionate about pop culture and Ashley Hollis. I have no words. We'll talk about it. I'm drinking a generic bottle of water because I cannot think of a better antithetical representation to the outcome of this season of Big Brother.
Hey y'all, I'm Mike. I'm your buff bodybuilding correspondent down in Dallas, Texas. I put the him in himbo and the gay in video game. And y'all, it is shower time, y'all. We're going. It's gonna be, get everything. I got my exfoliant. I got everything. It's gonna be an everything shower. It's gonna be so long. You stole my bit, Logan.
I sure did. You're welcome.
Y'all, I cannot believe we're living in the best timeline, and we're going to be here celebrating every bit of it.
This is the good place.
This is the good place.
This is a good twist.
Look,
this is a good twist.
I am your resident ex-brother covering the season of Big Brother, and I'm very happy, and I have a tomato in my hand for some fucking reason,
Because this outcome is juicy. Juicy.
Sure. We'll go with that. As you were saying, Mike.
Oh, I was about to say, Morgan may have Vinny goggles. Vinny may have Lauren goggles. But y'all, Ashley got them winter goggles. She got those winter goggles. So I am so here for
it. For my Digimon girlies out there, all the protagonists wear goggles. It's just the truth. And you know what? She's our protagonist. So here you go.
And as the honorary 6th member of the panel tonight, hey, Mortician!
Hey. Hello, Mortician.
Mortician, DM us on Instagram. We want to talk. That's all. That's all I'm going to say right now. But we are here. It is done. Big Brother 27 is fucking done. Thank the Lord above. And we have a fucking winner. And it's Ashley motherfucking Hollis. Yeah.
we need the white smoke that comes from the chimney when the new pope is elected, because Ashley Hollis just won Big Brother.
Right? can I just say, all season long, it has been a roller coaster for me on the Ashley Hollis train. Never got off that train. But you've seen that meme of like, we're so back, it's so over. We're so back, it's so like I felt that so many times this season watching Ashley play this game. But you know what? You can't keep a good Elle Woods down. And at this point, I'm just ready to celebrate. So.
I mean, just think, there's a timeline where that shower sends her home week 1.
Oh, yeah.
There's a timeline where Ashley is the first person evicted from this season, and instead, she beat the man that put her up week 1.
There's this image I sent in the chat that is like Ashley Hall. It's talking about like what orders winners entered in, and Ashley was 5th, and the only other 2 people that have entered 5th and 1 were Will Kirby and Taylor, and she feels like the perfect combination of both of their games.
I agree.
It's like the Venn diagram of their games just has Ashley.
Also, I think she joins a really exclusive group of people who have been the first nominated to go on to win their season.
Yes.
Steve, Taylor, Ashley,
and Ashley.
Are it. Yeah. And pulling back the curtain a smidge, as a Big Brother Canada girly, right? We've mentioned this comparison a lot. We know that a lot of people are going to be comparing this to Steve winning Big Brother 17, and I've seen the comparisons already when she won the final HOH. I've seen it. This is a Paris and Tashnak win. Like, this is that style of Big Brother win where she doesn't need to win all the competitions. She doesn't need to be the person in front making the moves. When behind the scenes, it doesn't matter who goes home as long as it's not her. And she is insulated in so many structures that you take a shot at her, you're taking a shot at 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible to watch. And I'm so mad that whenever I go back to watch this season, I'm going to see none of that. So thank you, Big Brother editing team. But
I don't think we're going to see none of that. I think when we go back and watch the episodes of this season, what we're going to see is the development of how the fans really got to fall in love with Ashley's game the way that we did, to be honest with you, because we've seen Ashley's game from week 1. We saw, and I remember sitting here in week 1 and week 2 going, well, Ashley's not in a great spot, but if she can bounce back,
and back
baby,
she
did she bounce back? And it is wildly impressive. A 6-1 win against Vinny the Lip, who could not lip a damn thing to save his life in this episode.
I have the perfect clip.
What a failure there.
Well, yes. This was such a long shot of an outcome, and we were all just holding on to the slimmest of margins, going, well, Ashley could still win. And I remember all of us in the group chat when Ashley won part 2 of the HOH, and we found out on live feeds, and we said, so you mean there's an actual legitimate chance?
And then she went on to win the final HOH of the season.
Only Godfrey from Big Brother Canada 3 as the second person in the history of Big Brother for their first HOH win to be the last HOH, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's wildly impressive. It is wildly impressive to see what Ashley has done this season. I have not stopped sobbing since she won part 3 of the final HOH, because I knew at that point she was winning. I knew in my spirit and soul. I came into this evening saying, no, Ashley's winning. And I had that manifested, and I had a good feeling in my gut that this was going to be a good
evening. I thought she was winning. I've said this before in the podcast, but the last couple of seasons, I pick a male and female that I think are going to win. And for the last couple of seasons, I've been right on one of them winning. my male pick this season was Keanu, and he didn't win the season, but he did win AFP, which okay. I mean, and he did well. Like
he won AFP because everyone who wasn't on Twitter was voting for him. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all were basically slots for Keanu.
The casuals.
Twitter and Blue Sky were casuals. And I don't blame them.
Well, and something that I want to point out when it comes to AFP, every year this is what happens. Okay, because I remember a couple years ago, people were like, "Oh, well, look at this lovely string of people who've won AFP." When like Taylor won and Tiffany won and Davon won, right? Who else were they voting for on Big Brother 22? And
Bailey.
honestly, yeah, but everybody knew we were voting for Davon, and even they knew it too because Davon was the moment at the time, and everyone loves Davon. Big Brother 23, Xavier got the reward. Xavier got the win, so they're going to reward the other person who really controlled the strategy. Casuals saw it too, so we all voted for Tiffany pretty much, right? Big Brother 24, there was that small contingent of people pushing for Kyle, but we were all Team Taylor. We were all.
I would say out of the last three, this is my favorite one. I don't like somebody did compare these. Like I don't know how we went from this to that, and I'm like, I wouldn't really put Keanu on the same level as the other two. Like, is he one? I'm not. Did I vote for him? No, but do I understand why he was up there more than like Cameron? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack, you were saying Tucker.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically it. Of like, this makes sense. The casuals were spoon fed that Keanu was basically robbed, and that Rachel fucked herself out of the game. So obviously, they are going to vote for the person that they think is robbed.
And Will up there also makes sense.
Will up there also makes sense because he had the most entertaining segments of anyone, period.
He was very sweet and like just also like kind of just puttered out. But
I mean, importantly, Rachel, Keanu, and Will, up until literally the last 2 days, have been the top three Jokers for most of the season. Right? So like at least the past month and a half. Ashley barely overtook Will in these last couple of days, but nobody hardly ever votes for anybody in the final three for AFP. Taylor is the one and only exception to that. So when we look at it in a big way, I wasn't shocked.
It's like when the Drag Race fans could vote for Miss Congeniality. Like, it was never like the queens in the top three getting votes for it because they knew one of them was winning. It was like going to Ben de la Creme instead of,
Yeah.
Or like it was going to go to like not like if I'm sure Jinx could have won AFP, but people were just not going to vote for her because she already has a chance of winning.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. This finale was so interesting as well because we've got Morgan winning, obviously, the first part of the HOH. I didn't expect Vince or Ashley to win the second part, let's be real and honest. But Ashley winning part two in such a dramatic fashion that we had heard about on feeds, we got to see the crash out happen live.
Oh, did we?
I was so waiting for this. It sounded so bad based on the retells.
Then they showed it.
Yeah.
And then they showed it.
Because, I mean, it just is, it's such, it makes sense with Keanu. Not Keanu, God, my brain is
Revisionist history.
Exactly. Keanu was in that final three and he just screwed it up. It makes sense with Vince that he would do everything right up until the last moment and would overcomplicate and would throw himself into so many rabbit holes and then
like
ultimately sell himself down the wrong path, refuse to check any other options, and only have the path that actually got to the right answer revealed once it was far too late.
And something that they were pointing out on that we saw them talking about on the feeds, in the episode, it didn't seem like Vince had a huge lead going into this moment where he was fucking up. Allegedly, he had like an extra 20 minutes on this puzzle before Ashley got there.
Yes.
Now, granted, we are well aware that the house guest perception of time is not the best, but I'm assuming it was at least 10 minutes. And when we watch this, right, I just was so flabbergasted. I was like, why are they putting the days in? Days are not mentioned at all on this letter. But I guess in that moment, typically days are either part of the Final Four veto or they're part of something at these big end of the game competitions. And they just overcomplicated it. And Ashley was smart enough to double check the rules, and that's why she won the competition.
Mhm.
But oh dear God, this crash out.
This is
I have not seen a grown man act more like a toddler in years. Like that bad.
I'm glad though that they put on the episode where we've been seeing on the feeds all season long. Like this guy is like probably the biggest crybaby I've ever seen on the Big Brother live feeds, and I've watched every US and Canada since Big Brother 15. Like I think this guy might be number one for like biggest crybaby, and I'm glad that it's now cemented in stone in history, this crash out, because it encapsulates Vince.
Yeah, towards
how
the end, they
he
started to show
reacts
his
to the game.
crash outs. Like towards the end of the show, when they didn't really when they knew he didn't really have a chance to win, they started to show him in more bad lights with like the whole Morgan argument to this.
Yeah.
If I were to sum his game up in one image, do you guys know the image of the dog laying on the floor surrounded by dirt and it's bro acting like the victim? Like he's the one that knocks over the potted plant and is like, oh my God, who did this? So
Basically.
for his game to come down in a very similar ways.
It feels very fitting for the way
It feels correct.
It feels correct.
Also, this was a weird choice for a part 2 of the HOH. It was a lot more physical than they normally are this late in the game. Because, I mean, I think about some of the ones in the past. We had like the big crossword puzzle on 17, or the one that Taylor and Monty did with the zip line with the competition names and stuff. Those have physical elements, but they also are very mental focused. Very little about this competition is mental. Because I know there's going to be somebody out there saying, oh, well, they had to do the puzzles of the house guests. There were 4-piece puzzles that were color-coded, corresponding to each eliminated player. And then it was literally as simple as, who went home when? Not even when. In what order did these people go home? Like, I cannot, like, the separation of this part 2 compared to every other part 2 I can think of off the top of my head is massive.
Like, there was one where literally you just went up to the house guest and you just punched over whoever fit the prompt. And that was part 2 of the final HOH.
Yeah, this was a very strange final 2 to where, I'm going to be honest, I assume they stripped some things out or some components didn't work. This did not feel like a final, a part 2. This at best felt like what they did on like the last HOH for Celebrity Big Brother.
Because that's what they did.
Yeah.
But
it felt like they condensed it, and it just like that. I think that's honestly the biggest disappointment of the night. If the instructions in that envelope were clearer, or they were allowed to ask questions about said envelope, this is a boring ass blowout.
Yeah.
Because if Vince gets a single question of, am I interpreting this right? And gets a no, he reads that back over and he's done in 2 seconds. Yeah. This is just a bad comp. And honestly, I'm disappointed in the comp team as we're getting into these late stages. It just, something happened behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And that something was attempting to get Morgan a win. But, you know.
I mean, my big thing just in general with this, though, it didn't matter what they put here, right? In terms of the competition obviously does shape everything, but you can throw anything you want as long as it's just not the same test that you're doing for part 1. Part 1 has been an endurance comp for years, and it probably always will be, and it probably always should be. Part 2, in order to counter that, needs to be its polar opposite, which is a purely mental competition, maybe with a little bit of a physical element involved. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, y'all. You could just use the big crossword. I love the big crossword. Bring the big crossword back. That's a great competition.
I was
Bring back
thinking
the
of
big crossword. But no, they needed Frankie to host a competition. Of course they did. Also, yeah, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Logan.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, that was it. I
was going to say, not too much on Frankie.
No,
Never too much on Frankie. But, speaking of Mastermind reveal, and there were 3.5 of them.
Or so we thought at first.
Well, I was going to say, or so we thought.
Yeah, because at the end of part 2, it's like, oh, it's Dr. Will, and they arrest him. He's like, I'm being framed. That's AI. That's not me. And I'm like, I was waiting for him to make an Ainsley joke, and he didn't. I was very upset with him.
Yeah, it seemed like they didn't give him any, he just ad-libbing his way through. But yeah, if you watch the feeds, we all thought it was just going to be Will Kirby.
And
because that's what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that's cool. Bring some alumni back. Not all of them.
Yes. Oh my God. Hi, Lana.
Hi, Lana.
So she is here.
Lana made it.
Yay.
Everyone's here.
To go back to DM's comment, not only is she the third Black woman to win, she is the second Black woman in a row to win Big Brother. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the second time in the history of Big Brother US where 2 women have won back-to-back. And the first time that has happened since Big Brother 3 and 4. It has been that long.
I think so.
8.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Let's get a third. Let's do for 3.
Baby, she made it. She made it. But yes. And then for her to win part 2, dominate part 3 of the final HOH.
It's a blowout.
4-1?
Yeah.
Morgan. Girl. The way Vince and Morgan threw away their games in the last 3 days needs to be studied.
I'm not worried for Morgan. She'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She'll be on something again. She'll be on something
again. If Morgan hasn't already gotten the call for the challenge, I'm sorry. She's a physical competitor to the stars.
Morgan
Her and Keanu have flights booked already.
It's gonna be Morgan and Keanu, I think, the first 2 from this season to be asked for the challenge.
I could also see them calling somebody else, but it will depend on how much they want a nothing burger ottoman on the cast.
Lauren?
Yes. They like doing that sometimes where they pick the random Big Brother players and throw them on the challenge.
I was thinking of who would be the most likely man and women, male and female casting for.
Oh, Keanu and Morgan.
Keanu and Morgan.
And I think I would add to that if we're gonna add another man. Honestly, I could see Zach doing it as well.
Yeah. That was my other pick.
Only reason I would say
those
Zach
at some
because
point.
His baseball schedule, and they usually film springtime. But
he probably be asked even if he can't do it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. They're gonna cast the athlete who's currently doing sports if they can.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he was even offered his banana ball thing yet. I know they're making 1 or 2 new teams, and now he's going to get that offer. 100%, they're going to use this because banana ball's smart as fuck. But he's going to get asked for challenge. He's going to get asked for multiple other shows. I'm ready to see Zach in other places, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Lana, that is the exact logic I was using. Look, they're aging out a lot of people on the challenge right now. A lot of people are kind of like getting to that point where the old guard is kind of like dying off. Like Wes Bergman retired, and ever since then we've just seen more and more of these like legends of the challenge die off. They need new blood, and honestly, Lauren is not the worst choice for that on this cast.
I could see her winning a season of challenge like on her second or third try. Like,
I mean, I would
Casey
like to see her
Ford.
just get some teeth. Like, honestly, I think if she got some killer instinct in her, I think, oh my goodness, she'd be deadly.
Indeed. I mean, dominant episode from Miss Ashley up in this bitch, and I love every bit of it.
This was her episode. And like not just because she won, but like this was like her front to back, and it's really nice to see her get her flowers at the end because she went through such bullshit at the start of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
Something I wanted to bring up real quick is the moment when Morgan gets evicted and she's outside talking to Julie, and then we cut back into the live house and Ashley is just like going over her speech, and then Vince is in the background kind of like, okay, I guess I'll do that too. In that moment, that was the moment I was like, okay, we should be fine. Because there was this small part of me, you know, we talked about it. There were people we expected Ashley to have their vote, right? If she was sitting next to Vince, she was going to get Will. If she's sitting next to Vince, she's going to get Ava. Probably.
She was going to win no matter what, but there is a world.
Well, I don't know no matter what.
I think not no matter what. There's a world where she loses 4-3.
Yeah, that's where my head was at. I thought there was a real chance she didn't get Rachel because now granted, when I saw Rachel's reaction, I'm like, okay, we're fine. But based on how Rachel has always taken Big Brother, there was always that possibility that she would just stick to her guns and the person she thought played the best game. And I still think she did that, but in a different way than she normally has perceived the game.
She was speaking up Vince too in a lot of the jury segments, and I was like, oh, please don't vote for Vince.
No, Rachel knows what she's doing as the jury forewoman. She has to highlight all three of their games, and I don't think Vince has played a bad game from the perspective of Rachel Riley, who was in the game with him. Now, once Rachel gets out of the game, I think Rachel might have a slightly different opinion based on everything involved, the groveling, the sniveling, all of that. But
yeah,
I think, you know, from her perspective, and I do agree, I think Vince on paper has a great game. 4 HOH wins is nothing to scoff at. And for Ashley to beat him 6-1 in that way, like on paper, Vince should have won this final 2.
Like if you just look at like a voting chart without the knowledge of what went beyond it, it's gonna look crazy that she ended up winning. But he had a horror. Like you can't see the social game, you can't see the connections and how they held themselves and what they said and behind closed door. Like
social.
I mean, the last 3 days, Ashley has been working so hard on all of her speeches. And so you could just tell she was so prepared for every single question they threw at him. And Vince just fought with Morgan for the last 3 days. So
literally.
Well, and also she was preparing for her speech, but she also misted the hell out of Morgan. Oh my God, it was so impressive to see, because we've seen moments where Ashley has made enemies into allies, and you know she did what she had to do that way. But in these moments where she's had to go one-on-one, we haven't unfortunately got to see a lot of it because the feeds don't usually show a lot of Ashley. Getting to see her go to Morgan and be like, hey, I don't know who I'd vote for between you and Vince. I think it's a toss-up. I think you two have played a really good game. I don't know who I'd vote for between the two of you. To the point where Ashley made sure that at worst she was getting second place tonight because Morgan was going to take her. And we know for a fact she was going to take her because she told Julie. And it's insane to me to see it.
Indeed.
in some ways, I do wish Morgan won the hunt because then we could have seen her cut Vince, and I think that would have been really cool. And but then I still would have wanted an Ashley win at the end of it all. But I'm really happy that we got an Ashley win, no matter how we got there.
I mean, we were getting great TV either way. Like that would both outcomes so entertaining.
Correct.
But yeah.
All right. I'm gonna head out. I couldn't be here forever. But I wanted to come on and celebrate her win. Thank you guys for having me. And thanks everybody in the chat for watching along with us this season.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, Esme. Well, I mean, what more is there to talk about? We have watched.
Can we talk about the jury performances actually? Because that's
I would love to talk about
really talk about that.
I will say, y'all have the best time with that, but I'm also gonna dip because I have other plans I need to attend to this evening, like taking a 2-hour shower. So
you take that 2-hour shower.
I am going to go take my 30-minute shower that seems like 2 hours. But thank you to everyone who's watched this whole season. Thank you to all of you for being on this panel all season. It has been wonderful, fantastic, and for everyone who has watched, thank you. We have too much content going on otherwise, so if you're missing Big Brother content, don't worry. We are covering The Amazing Race Big Brother edition, so there will be more Big Brother adjacent content from the channel here soon. But with that being said, from way outside the Big Brother house, I've been Logan. I'm leaving. Bye.
Bye.
Stan Ashley Hollis.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, let's talk about that jury segment because.
Let's.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, do we want to start with the good, the bad, or the ugly?
I don't think I've seen something this one-sided since like Andy and Gina Marie. As far as like a great performance and a terrible performance.
Maybe Matt and Jag. That's like the only other one that's like really sticking out in my mind because Matt and Jag was real bad. But he rambled. And it wasn't like he was just like being verbose like I do or like most of our panel does. He rambled through these questions. Ashley, on the other hand, one of the best jury questioning performances we've ever seen. From start to finish, she had them enraptured with her. Like watching Will and Rachel react to Ashley's answers in real time was so satisfying.
I remember there was one where like Will was just like, yeah. It was like cheering from the jury, and I was like, yes.
Just watching that jury go from like, oh, we can vote Ashley. No, we have justification. Oh my God. Oh, we aren't forced to vote Vince here. We won't just be proceeded to their jury. No, we did it. We can do it. Just all of their faces lit up. I could see the horror in their eyes with Morgan leaving. And I saw the joy return once Ashley started.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, when Morgan came out on stage, everyone's jaws hit the ground. And then Julie told them that Ashley did it. In that moment, I see Rachel, Will, Ava, Lauren all go. Because I think even after all of this, I think they all wanted to vote for Ashley. And I think part of it was that they needed to have enough of a reason to do it. Because I think Will was going to vote for Ashley no matter what if she made it to the end. And probably Ava too. Yeah. She's against Vince specifically. I really think Rachel needed that in her bones to happen to write down Ashley's name. And when she did, she freaked out the same way she did when she won the final HOH in 13. it was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I
It was
think
gorgeous.
definitely Lauren. I think Rachel's. I think Keanu's vote were all up in the air. I think they were a bit undecided going into it, and so they just wanted somebody, and they said it in the jury segment. They wanted somebody to own their game, and Vince could not do any of that. I remember Keanu asked him, he's like, "So you played an emotionally manipulative game? Tell us about like why did you do that? We feel really burned by that." And he's like, "I didn't play an emotionally manipulative game. I played true to myself." And I was just like, you are not a fan of this game if you do the one thing that we always say you should never do, which is like not owning up to your game." And Vince committed that mistake so many times. It seemed like by the final speech he understood, like, oh crap, they clocked me. I need to own up here. But it was too late at that point.
It was too late. Everyone had seen once again that all Vinny's going to do is whimper and cry and not own anything. And as such, he lost $675,000 before tax.
I mean, last year I had this like really eloquent moment where I like spoke about Chelsea's game and like tied it back into her speech, and and it did pretty good numbers on Twitter. I'm not going to do that this year because I don't think there is that level to say, right? Is Ashley going to go down in the history of Big Brother as the most dominant winner in the history of the show? No. Is she going to go down in the history of the show as the worst winner in the history of the show? Absolutely not. But is she going to go down as one of the most satisfying winners of Big Brother in the history of the show? For me specifically, absolutely. Because, again, all season, it has been Ashley fighting a hill. And granted, there have been times where she's been going up the hill and down the hill, but it has always been this struggle to keep going either way. And seeing her, come off the block in week 1 because she saved herself and then integrate herself and insulate herself so well that she didn't hit the block again for another 8 weeks or 7 weeks. It was just so incredible to watch. I'm so satisfied right now. And I really, really cannot wait to see how mad Evil Dick is about this on Twitter. I am so Let's see what he
And
goes
Eric
with.
Stein's getting the last laugh here too. So
As
Yeah.
Eric got the call and Dick didn't.
as he should.
As
He's
he
one of the
should.
best to never have won.
He's in the top 5 for sure.
I agree with you. I think where Ashley's game ranks among other people, Steve Moses comparison comes up. You mentioned Paris. That's another great comparison. I'm going to go off of Big Brother a little bit. And I think that in Ashley, I see actually Sandra Diaz Twine. I see somebody who is very good socially, who's very good strategically in placing themselves among the cast along the game. Not the biggest challenge beast, but they don't have to be the biggest challenge beast because they slotted themselves, and Ashley slotted herself between alliances perfectly and got the alliances she needed to make sure she was always safe every single week. So I honestly, I don't think she's anywhere near the bottom of the tiers of winners for me. I think honestly she might be in the top half for me. I would have to think hard about it, but I would probably guess she's probably in the top half, maybe the top third. I would have to look at it because I think her social game was so incredible. She strategically placed herself so well in the house every single week. And now that we're at the end, I mean, it is kind of hindsight's 2020, but everything she did was perfect for where she was in the game, and it kept her safe. There were so many times where Ashley should have gone up, or she should have been voted out, but she maneuvered her way to be safe.
In case anyone's curious about what Dick said on Twitter, he called her a shit winner and a cross between Jordan and Steve, and then said all the crybabies in the comments, which I don't think anyone's a crybaby because we won. He then said we could kiss his ass. No, thank you, sir. Jack, you were about to say something. I apologize.
I will need to watch back through her season, like the entire thing. Hear all of the strategic moves that she made. Hear all of those highlights to really cement her. But she has proven, no matter what, that even in an era of Big Brother that is defined almost entirely by how much you can win competitions, that you don't need to if you put yourself in a good place. You don't need a veto. You don't need a battle block. You don't need a blockbuster. You don't need HOHs. As long as you are not sticking your head up too far or causing problems for people. And I think people are going to attempt her strategy next season. It's going to fail, and people are going to gain a lot more respect for how she did this.
Well, I mean, this is something that a lot of people need to be reminded of every now and then. Ashley played a masterful floater game. That is what you are supposed to do as a floater, okay? And as our good friends on the internet have reminded us time and time again, namely I'm saying Athanamel and Peridium here, floating and coasting, two very different things. She didn't coast. Coasting would be somebody like
Ava.
I was going to run the name. Ava coasted, right? Ava had won an HOH and got somebody out that was her target. She still coasted, right? Ashley, even though she did not win the competitions to execute a game plan, insulated herself within so many structures that by the time people realized it, I didn't think they realized it until she was in the final two, but by the time it got to the point where she could have been a target for somebody, it didn't matter because she was going to stay no matter what. Every time. Even when she was the replacement nominee a couple weeks back, there was never really a worry that she would go home. And it is so satisfying to see this production emphasis on competitions get yet another middle finger. Because
go ahead.
Because like last season with Chelsea winning, yeah, Chelsea played very well in the competitions. But if we're voting based on comp wins, it would have been Mackenzie, right? If we're looking at 25, Jag is statistically the best comp player in the history of Big Brother. But he was also going up against Matt. And I will say, in the in-game of Big Brother 25, out of the three people in that final three, Jag was the best strategic player, right? We look at 24. Taylor, fine in comps, not great, but okay. And even as far back as Big Brother 23, Xavier was good in competitions, but he wasn't like carrying the cookout through the season on his back in competitions or anything. The people that have won in these last, I would say the new era seasons since All-Stars, excluding Jag, have not been the comp people. They have not been the over-the-top winner every single week except for Jag. And I really have to think Jag is just an anomaly because look at who was at the end game of 25.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one thing Ashley said, and it makes me think of the dynamic of the house. She always had people who were shields in front of her. And I think with all these competitions and all these competition wins being so stressed in the house, that's kind of what dictated the threat level in the house. Outside of Rachel, because Rachel was a previous winner. But anybody who was like a threat level in the house were the people who were getting targeted, getting cut. And I think Ashley managed to keep her head down and let other people go after each other. And she always made sure that there was a bigger target ahead of her every single time. I do agree. I think she played a masterfully done floater game. She also was able to do it in a way where she actually minimized unnecessary lies, which distinguished her game from Vince's, who just told whoever was talking to him at any point, just told them what they wanted to hear. And Ashley only lied, I think, when she absolutely had to, and otherwise it would just hurt her position. And I think that is a great distinguishing factor that she was able to make next to Vince tonight.
I bring up this comment from Mortician. Also, hi, Mortician. I have more respect for Ashley's game because I always value social and strategy over comps. Yeah. I mean, look, if we look at Vince this season, he won 4 HOHs. How many of the moves that he made on those HOHs were his move by himself? The answer, maybe Zay going home in week 1. That's it, I think. Pretty much
How many of
everybody
his
else.
allies did he nominate?
Let's see. Well, to be fair, a lot of the week 1, if you nominate an ally, it usually is after you become before you become allies. But that week he nominated Zay, and Zay went home, but they were in an alliance. Anybody remember the terribly named Burger Boys? Because I do, right? Look at Vince.
Forgot about the Burger Boys.
Not even to mention him putting Kelly on the block, right? We have to talk about him putting Kelly on the block every time he could when he won an HOH, even though they had a final 2. And granted,
and she only volunteered once.
Yeah, I was gonna say, granted, the first time it was Kelly, but every time after, he kept putting her up.
He didn't even ask her.
Put Lauren on the block, his number 2, admittedly, his number 2 ally. Why? Because Morgan convinced him to. And who convinced Morgan in the first place? Ashley. Like, the subtle manipulation that Ashley had in this house is going to be so undervalued and underrepresented when people go back to look at 27 in the future, because we didn't see it in the episodes. But I think the people that were around and the people that know, and this is just my opinion, in a couple seasons, Ashley might have that June Song kind of arc of like, people are going to be like, in a couple seasons, even like, she's okay winner. I was happy she won, but like, okay. And then about 5 or 6 years after that, people are going to be like, can we talk about Ashley Hollis being an incredible Big Brother winner? You know who else had that arc? Mm-hmm. Steve Moses. And it's a really interesting comparison when we talk about these people that have had that kind of like, you know. I think, personally, I don't think I'm going to have to go on that journey, but I think a lot of the internet probably will. But some of those people are some of my favorite Big Brother winners, so I'm not fussed. Well then,
I do. I'm sorry, I totally blanked. So you can keep going.
You're good. Well, we do have one other thing of business to take care of. Taylor Hale is the winner of the Big Brother Unlocked draft. So congratulations to Taylor. And as for our draft, I have done it yet again this year. This is my 3rd draft win this year, and these are the first 3 that I've ever had. So I am feeling myself at the moment.
Who are your winners?
Miles from Australian Survivor and Parvati from Australia.
Yeah, that's an insane pool.
Australian Survivor has been my jam, but
I wish I could draft Parvati on a team. Can she be on another show so I can draft her?
Oh, you don't.
I mean, she's gonna host her own show, so unfortunately, you won't be able to draft her there. But
yeah. So I do come in first here with Vince. Logan is gonna come in second, and then Lana is gonna come in third, having Morgan. So congrats to all of us. Jack did get 4th, and Esme got 5th, and then from there, I'd have to go back and look and see who had what. Jack, this is a relatively good placement. Are you happy with this outcome for yourself?
I am, ultimately, because it's like Ava was not the great player this season that I really hoped she would be. I'm so happy that Ava and Morgan beat her at the end. Vince was there. So that bad timeline avoided. I'm all good for this outcome.
Man, I'm thrilled. I'm delighted. I will say, Lana has been steamrolling the Big Brother drafts these past few years, because Lana had Jag, Lana had Chelsea, Lana had Taylor before we stopped covering 24. So it's nice to finally win one. I'll put it that way. Oh, wait, no. This is my 4th draft I won this year, because I also won the Drag Race 17 draft. So I'm really looking.
You had Anya?
I had Anya, Lexi, and Susie. Because that's not even a winner takes all draft. That's a whoever has the most amount of points at the end of the season. I won by like 40 points. I think like 40 or 50 points.
You have the final
Morian
three of the
also
final
had
5.
because Morian had Jules and Anya, so we both did quite well on that draft. But yeah, this has been a great year for me. Well, I have two very important questions to our panelists before we head out of here. First off, is this the outcome you wanted tonight going into this finale?
Yes, because my outcome preference was anybody but Vince.
Real.
I'm so happy that Ashley won. I think that I really do value strategic and social gameplay. And I think she had, of the final 3, the best of those 3. It would have been fun to see Morgan cut Vince, because on the feeds, she confirmed that she was going to cut Vince and told him, and he was kind of spiraling out like the past day. Now, I don't know if anything. Oh no, she did confirm also to Julie that she was going to cut Vince as well.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been fun TV, but we still are in the best timeline. I mean, I will take this outcome any day, especially when, let's just say, Vince, I mean, it's come up on the show a little bit, but on the feeds, he has trashed Ashley's game constantly. He kept saying how she doesn't deserve to be there, how he's such a big fan, and oh my gosh, it was really annoying just having him badmouth her every chance he got. And for him to lose over her so commandingly, that was a treat.
Yeah, specifically, somebody posted on Twitter on that note, Ashley was gassing up Vince's game because she hadn't really said much bad about Vince's game. Vince didn't have that option to do that to Morgan because he had said so much shit about Ashley's game. So by the time Morgan would have had to make that decision, I mean, we know she said she was going to take Ashley. And in this situation, I just find the whole thing really funny. Obviously, I'm delighted with the outcome. And I thought of a third question, so I'm going to ask that question now. You are pitching the title of Ashley Hollis's Winter Deep Dive on Ethan Mail's channel. What is your pitch, with the note that you cannot use L Woods because that's a copyrighted name? So
doesn't matter. I'm so sorry. The L Woods is the correct title. They're not going to sue over that.
No.
The L Woods, How Ashley Won Big Brother 27, is the perfect title.
I'm trying to think of something else, maybe the Hidden Lawyer, and I don't know, think Pink Lawyer or something like that, where you can hint at L Woods without saying L Woods.
I mean, I'm going to say something that Ashley said on feeds earlier today, the shark. Because I really do think she played that kind of game. And it's probably going to be L Woods, but we'll see what they call her when we get to that point. Final actual question, though. If you had a choice, okay, let's say we're casting Big Brother New Era All-Stars, okay? You can grab any 4 people from this cast to come back for a future season. Who are the 4 people you're grabbing? And it can be anybody, pre-jury, jury, anybody that competed on this cast. I can start if you wish.
Go for it.
Okay,
so
first choice for me is pretty easy. Morgan absolutely would be one of my choices. I think Morgan played a really, really good game, and she just didn't cross the finish line at the very end. So I think Morgan is absolutely somebody I need to see back. Another person I would love to see come back is Will. I love having an older man on Big Brother that I can actually root for once. And Will coming back, he's the only old man on Big Brother I have liked in years. So keep casting people like Will. Then I'm going to go with Jimmy, because I want to see what Jimmy does in a house where people aren't putting their allies on the block. I want to see how Jimmy functions in that kind of environment. Maybe he'll flame out and go home fourth again. I don't know, but I need to see it. And then the last person that I really want to come back, if this hasn't been abundantly clear throughout this episode, Ashley Hollis. Obviously, I would want Rachel to come back, but I'm not going to count her in this for me. Ashley. Jack.
So I am going to start with the obvious pick, Morgan. I mean, she's shown that literally if she didn't bungle that last HOH comp, she wins $750,000. Like, outright. So that one mistake cost her everything, and she deserves to come back. Will, I also agree with. Someone who ultimately had their position rocked in the house when they were not in danger and were not a target until literally their biggest shield in the game was taken out of nowhere, and then the enemy side was given control. Like, a freak set of circumstances sent Will out of the game. My next pick is Mickey. Now, Mickey, I think, looking back on everything through this season, sees that she got so paranoid so fast and can actually change her game to be really, really, really good. And the final person I would want to have back is Adrian. I think that Adrian specifically has a Cameron almost storyline where it's like, you just were in the wrong place at the wrong time. You just didn't make that right connection, and then it fell apart. Both Kelly and Keanu were off the table, and it's like, well, what do we do? And they all just looked at Adrian and went, you're probably going to be a problem later on. You need to go. And I want to see him get to actually play Big Brother and have a full experience.
Obvious choice off the bat, Morgan. It's a no-brainer. Morgan is kind of in that fallen hero at third that everybody likes to do. So what a lot of people feel like is what a lot of people may incorrectly feel like is like, oh, she was robbed. She's an obvious choice because a lot of people are going to have that sentiment. So, but she played a good game and she just messed up on one competition. I mean, I'm happy that it happened, but like, I'd love to see her back. I'd love to see her with a clear head and less bad influences on her like she had in the house this past season. The next person I want to see actually is Keanu, because I think that he is a great character to have back. I really, really hope, I'm a little worried for him when he gets his phone, because I think he's going to see some things launched at him rightfully that he has been very defensive of in the house, namely like how he treats women and everything. I hope he can take that as like a growing experience and come back, because honestly, outside of that, I think he's a great character and I think he's fun on the show. It's just like this small ick factor on the border, and I think there is growth potential there. The next person I actually want to come back, Brooke, I know you're going to disagree with me. It's the Ottoman herself, Lauren. I would really
actually,
like
I don't disagree with you on that. Actually, to be clear, I've called Lauren the Ottoman for most of the season because she didn't do anything and she was boring as hell. But I think a lot of that is just because she was in an unfamiliar situation. And we did talk about it. She's the youngest person in the house, and she may just not have been mentally where she needed to be to play this game. I wouldn't mind seeing her come back. I would rather her go to the challenge first and then see what happens there, because I think a show like the challenge makes her have to be competitive and have to be in that mindset. But for her to come back, no, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I just not one of my personal picks, but I wouldn't be mad about it at all.
Yeah, it's all the things you said. I think she just has to grow that killer instinct inside her. There's a lot of players that are of her archetype that I would love to see back, like Haley from Big Brother 20.
Yes.
I would love to see back. I think she was too young when she played the first time, a little naive, and got played by a lot of people in the house. I think if she came back with a bit more experience and like life experience, you know, she'd be much more like she can clue into when someone is BS into her face. And same thing with Lauren. Lauren's really young, younger than I think Haley was when Haley played. So just a little bit of life experience goes a long way to give someone that confidence to kind of stand firm in their own ground. And the last person, I do agree with you, Jack, is Mickey. I really, really liked Mickey on the season. I think her biggest problem was she won HOH and then she operated like she had never stopped being HOH. I think if she can
herself.
yeah, exactly. I think if she can pull in that mind, not have that really kind of overconfidence that she had after she won HOH, and not evict your closest allies as well. I think she can make a good run. But yeah, I think those are my picks, I think.
Well, let us know down below. How are you guys feeling about this outcome? We're all happy, but maybe you're not. Maybe you were Team Vince for some reason. Let us know down below. Let us know who you'd want to see back, because hint, hint, wink, wink, there may be something coming in the near future that you all might want to keep your eyes on. And of course, we will be back for Big Brother 28, if and when Big Brother 28 happens next summer. Cannot confirm it'll be the same schedule because our schedules change so much, but you never know. We'll be back for that for sure. But in the meantime, Big Brother UK just started, so if you need your Big Brother fix, there you go. We're covering that on the channel as well with some of our other correspondents, including Lewis, who is our UK representative over there. So if you're interested in Big Brother UK, make sure to check that out. We also got a lot of other things on the channel. Dancing with the Stars is now on the channel. We have Traders coming back shortly, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Jack and I have something cooking that we're hoping will actually happen. Keep your eyes open for that. There's a lot going on here on the Cup TV, and a lot going on all of our other channels, including upcoming seasons of Dragula on the Cup Reality, and is it Espana that's about to start? UK just started.
UK and Espana both started.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. UK and Espana just started, so a lot going on the Drag channel. Eurovision season is right around the corner somehow, so that's going to be coming back very shortly. So make sure your eyes are peeled on all of that and all of our other channels. All those links are in the description down below. Speaking for myself, it has been an honor to have covered this entire season with both of you, with Logan, with Lana, with Brandon, Kamorian, Esme, everybody else that's been here, with Mortician, who's been here more than almost every name I just mentioned. So thank you all so much. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already. You've sit here and listened to us yap for an hour. So we'd really appreciate it. We are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers across all the channels this year, so it'd be really great to have you on that team. And of course, you can buy your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug, at laundrycreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description down below and in the ticker. So, for Logan, Lana, Kamorian, Brandon, Esme, Jack, Mike, and myself, we have been the Cup TV, and this has been our coverage of Big Brother. Love, Ashley Hollis. And honestly, have a great evening, house guests. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.